He entered the bedroom. After placing the bag down, noticed that Wine was already awake, sitting on the bed with her wondering eyes. "You are awake?" he asked in a deep voice. Wine startled slightly, then nodded her head. Walking closer, he asked softly, "Aren't you going to sleep anymore?" She shook her head and replied quietly, "I already slept in the afternoon, so I don't feel sleepy now." Jungkook chuckled lightly and nodded. He then quietly sat on the edge of the bed. After a moment, One slowly turned towards him and asked, "There is a shopping bag on the couch. Where is it?" "I kept it in the cupboard," Jungkook answered calmly. Wine's eyes widened almost instantly. What if he saw the dress? She thought. Noticing her reaction, Jungkook looked at her curiously. "Did you buy only that dress? I mean, you could have bought some more." Wine bit her lower lips nervously and said in a soft voice, "No, actually, I just like that one, so I thought." She hesitated for a moment, then asked, "Did you see it?" "Yes," he replied almost casually. Wine's heart began to race. Gathering her all courage, Wine finally asked in a small voice, "Do you like this type of dress? I mean, does it look good on me?" Her voice was innocent but unsure. Jungkook sighed softly, then turned fully towards her, looking at her calmly. "Well, I'm not someone who decides what looks good on you. I might give you compliments, but I don't get to decide that," he continued gently. "What matters is your confidence. You decide what looks good on you, no one else, and if someone truly likes you, they will like you exactly the way you are." He paused, his eyes softening. "At your age, it's normal to look at others and think she's beautiful, she's pretty. Maybe if I wear something like that, I'll look beautiful too, but that's not true. There might already be someone who likes you just the way you are," he said quietly. "You never know." Jungkook was explaining gently, making sure not to make her feel small. He understood her insecurities. He understood her. He simply wanted her to understand herself better. Reaching out, he gently took a strand of her hair behind her ear and said softly, "Now stop thinking about all this, okay? Try to sleep again." Why nodded quickly, a small smile forming on her lips. "I'll be back in a minute," Jungkook said gently before standing up and leaving the room. Why remained sitting there, her chest feeling lighter, like something heavy and finally ease washing a part of insecurity. As Jungkook passed through the living room, Ajumma called to him from behind. "Sir." Jungkook turned around, his expression cold as usual, and saw her standing there. She hesitated for a moment. "How is Wine now?" Jungkook gave a brief nod to her. "She's fine." Ajumma just nodded in relief, then paused again, unsure of how to begin. "Actually, I wanted to ask for some leave." "Don't worry, it's not right now. It's after a week, just for 2 days." Jungkook didn't say anything. He simply nodded. "Is there any problem?" Ajumma immediately shook her head. "No, no, it's just I received a call from home. There is some work there, so I need to go." Then in concerned voice, she added, "But the house, everything." Jungkook replied calmly, "It's okay, I can manage." After a brief pause, he added more softly, "And it's only for 2 days, so it won't be a problem. You can go." Ajuma smiled gently. "Thank you so much, sir." With a respectful note, she slowly turned and left. Sitting on the couch with her laptop resting on her lap, Wine was studying. After a while, she yawned and started rubbing her neck. Oh my god, my neck. It hurts so much, she said, massaging it gently. Just then, the doorbell rang. Before she could get up, Ajumma walked to the door and opened it, her eyes widened in shock when she saw who was standing outside. Mr. June, you are here? Her voice trembling. Please come inside. Mr. June nodded and stepped in. The moment one saw him, she immediately stood up, a bright smile spread across her lips. On the other hand, Ajumma looked stunned and hesitated, her eyes flickering between them. Mr. June walked towards Wine and said warmly, how are you, my daughter? His face filled with happiness. Wine's eyes welled up slightly. She smiled and nodded. I'm fine, how are you? Mr. June simply smiled in response. Ajumma stood there awkwardly before speaking again, her voice shaking. Mr. June, one glance at her, sensing the uneasiness in her voice. Please sit down, I'll bring something for you. With that, she hurried away. The air in the house felt uneasy. Sitting together, Mr. June asked softly, so, how is everything? Is Jungkook taking good care of you? Concern laced his voice. Wine didn't hesitate for a second. She nodded immediately. He takes care of me more than he takes care of himself. A knowing smile appeared on Mr. Jones' lip as he nodded. Quietly, Wine spoke again, her voice trembling. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this life when I had already lost everything and everyone. Mr. Jones gently caressing her head and looked at her with loving eyes. I already love you like my own daughter. How could I ever leave you alone? Tears filled Wine's eyes. Just then, the door opened. Jungkook stepped inside. The moment his eyes fell on Mr. June, they hardened. In his hand was a paper bag, food he had bought for Wine, her favorite. When Wine saw Jungkook, she smiled softly. You came? Jungkook said nothing. His cold gaze remained fixed on Mr. Jeon. Mr. Jeon quietly stood up, his eyes falling on the paper bag. Jungkook immediately looked away, then turned his expressionless gaze towards Wine. That's when Wine understood something was wrong. Calmly, Jungkook placed the bag on the table. I bought some food for you. Eat it, he said coldly. A soft smile appeared on Mr. Jeon's lips as Jungkook turned to leave, but one stopped him. Aren't you going to have dinner with us? Jungkook then turned back, his jaw clenched, as he replied in a deep, cold voice. I'll have some work. I'll be busy. With that he left. Wine stood quietly, unsure of what to say. She had never seen Jungkook like that, so cold, so distant. Biting her lower lips, she slowly looked at Mr. Jeon, who was already watching her, his eyes calm, almost satisfied, as if assured, seeing how his son was taking care of her and how everything was going well. It eased his heart. He looked at Wan lovingly. I'll go now. Wan looked at him quietly, about to respond. That's when, suddenly, Mr. John held her hand. He met her eyes, a gentle smile resting on his lips. I know I don't need to say this, but he paused. Can I ask you something? Wan nodded sadly. I entrusted my son with the responsibility of taking care of you. His voice low and sincere. Now I'm asking the same thing of you. Take care of him too. His eyes softened. Give him back the happiness he never had. The happiness he was denied since childhood. Please give him to him. Wan didn't fully understand his words. She didn't know the reason behind them, but looking at his eyes, she could see the deep sadness, something unspoken. Without thinking twice, she nodded immediately. I'll never leave his side, she said softly. Don't worry. The way he always takes care of me, I'll try to take care of him too. Her clumsy, innocent word made Mr. Jones' heart flutter. Maybe his son had finally found something he himself could never give him, a chance of happiness. With a final smile, Mr. Jones gently caressing her hair again. I'll leave now, he said quietly. I'll come back to see you again. Tears welled up one's eyes. She nodded quickly, unable to stop them from falling. In that moment, she felt it, the warmth of a father's presence, something she had been missing for so long. She nodded once more, with a quiet smile resting on her tear-stained face. It was the middle of the night. Quietly, one made her way to the headmaid's quarters, where Ajumma was staying. When she stepped inside, she saw Ajumma packing her bag. She walked closer and asked softly, have you finished packing? Can I help you? Ajumma looked up in surprise, then nodded gently. You are here, dear. Come sit. One seat beside her. She hesitated for a moment, biting her lower lips. Ajumma, she whispered, gathering her courage. She finally asked, can I ask you something? Ajumma already knew what she wanted to ask. Without answering right away, she moved closer, took one's hand in her, and said softly, I know what you are going to ask. Is it about Jungkook and Mr. Jeon? One nodded quietly. Are Jungkook and Uncle Jeon? She paused, her voice barely above a whisper. Are they okay? I mean, is Jungkook angry with Uncle Jeon? Ajumma sighed off deeply. There was something she couldn't want to say. He's not angry, it's something else. She looked down, her eyes heavy with memories. Jungkook doesn't like his father, and there is a reason for that. One listened silently. With a tired, bittersweet smile, Ajumma continued. They aren't always like this. Once they are a happy family, all of them, but all of a sudden something had changed. When Jungkook was 15, his mother found out that his father was cheating on her behind her back. Mr. Jeon loved Mr. Jeon deeply, blindly. They had a perfect family, but that truth shattered everything. It broke her completely. Her voice trembled. Every single night, Jungkook watched his mother break down, lose herself, and cry alone. And every day I watched that little boy so lost, carrying everything inside him, unable to share his pain with anyone. How could he? There is no one beside him. Tears started to falling from Wine's eyes, just like Ajumma's. She was shocked. Every day, Ajumma went on. He watched his mother disappear little by little, until one day she slipped from his hand forever. He lost her. She swallowed her, and somehow that loss made him build a wall around his heart. It made him hate his father even more. Even though his father now regret everything, even though he realized his mistake, that the woman he chose was never right for him, that she was only after his money, but it doesn't change anything. She shook her head sadly. What he did destroyed their perfect family, and for this reason alone, Ajuma said, her voice breaking somewhere deep inside. Jungkook could never forgive his father, never. This is the sole reason. He never liked him, he hates him. Ajuma's voice broke, cracking somewhere deep inside. She looked at Wan with a gentle, loving eyes and continued. Because of all this, he may have become cold. He doesn't express his feeling easily to anyone. But I know him. I know how responsible he is, how mature he become, how well he understands the weight of his responsibilities. Wan listened quietly, taking in every single word as if listening to her own mother. Ajumma smiled again, though it carried sadness. I know this marriage isn't perfect. His father handed you to him as a responsibility, even though Jungkook hates him so much. She held Wan's hand firmly. But believe me, if Jungkook accepts responsibility, he will never let it go. Trust me. Somehow Wan's heart suddenly began to race. Her mind wandered, caught in a soft weight of Ajumma's word. How could someone be this perfect? And then, almost painfully, she started thinking of herself. Did she really deserve someone like him when she herself was so unexperienced in everything? Hey, Wan, come take a picture with us. Sia said excitedly. Wan looked around, then turned to Sia. With a hesitant expression, rectangularly, she nodded. Sia quickly pulled her into the group as everyone gathered for photos. Today was Wan's university graduation ceremony and they were all taking pictures together. In the past 5 years, everything had changed beautifully. Their relationship, her marriage, Jungkook's constant support, his care, his presence. Everything had come together perfectly. He had never left one side, not even for a second. He took his responsibility seriously, and because of that, one had come this far today. And with time, their love had grown just as beautiful without even realizing how and when they had fallen deeply. So deeply that it felt impossible to imagine life without each other. Throughout the entire photo session, one's eyes kept wandering, searching for one particular person. She muttered under her breath, a hint of stubbornness in her tone. He said he had come. He promised me, so where is he? Standing behind her, she asked this. He'll come, don't worry. He said he would. Maybe he's just stuck with some work. One turned to her with a glare, her lips forming an angry pout. If it doesn't come, I promise I won't talk to him for a whole month. Sia rolled her eyes, as if you had actually do that. I will. One replied, determination written all over her face. That's when suddenly someone leaned closer from behind and whispered into her ear, did someone miss me? One's heart raced instantly. She turned around and saw Jungkook standing there, a beautiful bouquet in his hand. A bright smile bloomed on her face. Without thinking, she threw her arms around him and hugged him tightly. Jungkook hugged her back, immediately burying his face in her neck, holding her just as tightly. Sia watched them with a teasing smile before quietly shaking her head and walked away. When they finally pulled apart, one pouted. Why are you so late? You said you had come early. Jungkook smiled softly, placed a gentle kiss on her forehead, and said, sorry for being late and congratulations to my little wifey. One smiled, her eyes filled with tears. She had never imagined she would come this far, and it was all because of him. Then Jungkook spoke again in a deep, warm voice. You know, I have a surprise for you. One frowned slightly. What? Jungkook reached into his pocket and pulled out a letter, handing it to her. One opened it carefully. It's from Jung Company. Jungkook said, then leaning closer and whispered into his husky voice. Congratulations, my little wife. They are hiding you. Pulling back, he looked at her. One stared at him with a tearful shocked eyes. She could hardly believe what she was seeing. Is it real? She asked softly. Jungkook cupped her cheek, then gently caressing it the way she loved most. It's real, and you did it. One shook her head and hugged him tightly, tears slipping down her cheek. We did it. Jungkook's own eyes filled with tears as he looked at his wife. How far she had come, how she had achieved her dreams through sheer efforts and determination. Thank you for supporting me, Vine said through her tears. Thank you for coming into my life. If it wasn't you, maybe I would never. Jungkook kissed her forehead, cutting her off gently. It was always you, your hard work, your strength. I was just standing beside you, supporting you as a husband should. One chuckled softly and nodded. I love you. Jungkook said in a low, sincere voice, one smile. I know, and I love you too. Jungkook smiled back. He had never imagined that she would enter his life like this and become the reason for his everything.